All right, so here we have a question where we're going to use this idea of molarity or concentration to solve for something. And that could be solute mass or it could be solution volume. This one is a solute mass type question. So we're looking at mass in grams of the copper sulfate, which is this. The chemist has added to the flask. So we got some information here. So we have liters and we have molarity. Now the big thing is to not think of this as one unit, but 2 units, right? It's moles per 1 liter. And in this case, it's 0.458 moles of copper sulfate per liter. Now I can multiply by liters to get moles. So this is essentially, I'm trying to figure out how many particles do I have in here, right? I know there's 0.458 moles per liter, but I have more than 1 liter. So I need to multiply it by that 1/3. Dimensional analysis tells us to multiply. We cancel our units. We put that in. We got 0.458 times 1.3. We got 0.5954. I'm going to keep all that. That's how many moles of copper sulfate. And now to get to grams, we are looking at a molar mass type question. There's 1 mole per how many grams of copper sulfate. So the oxygens, there's 4 of them. That's 64. Let's pull up our periodic table here. Sulfur is 32.06. And copper is 63.55. So we get 159.61. We multiply that by our 0.5954 moles, and we get 95.032 grams of copper sulfate were added. So if you have a 1.3 liter solution and there was 0.458 molarity, that means there's 95.032 grams in there of the copper sulfate. So we're going to do, looks like 3 significant figures. So I'm going to call that 95.0. There we go. So these can also ask for solution volume, but in this case, we were looking for the solute mass. So remember, molarity is moles of solute per the total volume. Let's run through the other type of question real quick. Calculate the volume in liters if we know the molarity and we know how many grams there are. So I'm going to first multiply my grams of calcium sulfate to figure out moles. Now that requires a molar mass, which is 136.14 grams. So that'll tell me how many moles of solution. I could keep going here, knowing that there are 0.0041 moles per 1 liter. And that will tell me how many liters I have. So 75 divided by 136 divided by 0.0041, and I get 134.367. Now 2 sig figs. So I'm going to say 130 liters. There we go. Okay, so those are the 2 types of questions you might see with kind of figuring out what this molarity unit actually means.